And welcome. Welcome to this class, this lesson for my Facebook people to help you how to keep up in a fast paced world. It's a heavy topic, right? The world is a little wild right now. Everyone who I work with, students, clients, neighbors, we're all struggling. Like even high functioning folks are struggling to keep up in the fast-paced world that we're in. We know people who've been laid off. There are a lot of number of bad news in our world right now, right? It's a universal problem. And with technology as the center of this whole stress element, I find that as people, humans, I live in an area where this technology is being created. People are high level. I live around high level executives, people who are in the know, in the mix, creating AI and all of the forward facing technology that we understand that's happening in this year, 2024. And I see the stress on their face. It's a real thing. So for my work, I do yoga. I'm a yoga teacher. I'm a face yoga instructor, and I'm an Ayurvedic digestive health counselor. Stress in this regard is incredibly, um, it's incredibly important to understand because it creates a response in our body that not only initiates the lower mind, that sort of fight or flight feeling that comes from this lower, literally the lower mind, and it secretes just really powerful hormones, adrenaline, cortisol. And when these two hormones come into the body, are flooded in the body because we're stressed out, we're always on the move, we don't have time for our self care. These hormones suppress all the other good hormones, the sex hormones. If you're a woman, especially a woman over 50, your sex hormones are already waning. Add a stressful career to it, and you are looking for a deep burnout literally in the body. Your body is going to dry out because estrogen, progesterone, these things that help keep the body very fluid are already going down. And if you are in fight or flight, it makes them go down even harder. So some people during perimenopause and menopause will find that they suffer from incredible dermatitis. Like it could be around the face, it could be somewhere on the body. It's a very common thing to have happen. So today I want to invite you in to talk about how to keep up in a fast-paced world. So I have some notes here. I'm just going to go into my notes. The first thing that I wanted to explain to you is Ayurveda's take on what's happening in the winter. So if you're in the winter world, the northern hemisphere, the winter presents the dominant doshas of air, wind, and space, ether. So these three things are part of a dosha that is really looked at as the royalty of all doshas. It's the most important because in our bodies, it helps things function, right? It helps flow to happen, it helps movement to happen, circulation, elimination, and the vascular system is enhanced with flow, with ether, wind, air, space. And when this is exacerbated in our life because of our climate, our environment has more wind, dryness than ever. And you may be in a unique place. I'm in a unique place where we do have wind all the time. And right now is actually a rainy season for us. So this isn't exactly perfect for every single microclimate. But overall, in general, everyone in the Northern Hemisphere is dealing with extra wind, air, and space. So in our bodies, why am I talking about this and how to keep up in a fast-paced world? Because if the fast-paced world is also a representation of Vata dosha, of flow, of wind, movement, space, and it's taking up space, right, in our lives. So when we think about all of this in accord with our humanness, the best thing to do for Vata dosha is to slow down. Slow down. Literally, intentionally, on your phone, schedule in on your calendar. I'm actually going to do it right now. Today's Friday. Oh my gosh, it's Groundhog Day. I didn't know that. I love that. Oh my God. So, Groundhog Day, hello. But I'm going to work in some me time. So, for me time, it will look how it looks. It might be a walk, it might be what is appropriate, but I'm going to schedule that in before I go get my son. I'm going to do that at 2 o'clock to 2:15. Okay, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to add an alert. You can do this right here, right now. Do something for yourself today. Put it on your calendar. When it's on your calendar, when you take a minute to do that, you're slowing down and you're also allocating time for your self-care. You're letting yourself know it's important. And this is the kind of coaching that I do. Oh, hey, thumbs up. This is the kind of coaching I do with my work as a wellness coach. So that's fun. Um, the other thing that's important to know about Vata dosha is if you are out of balance, if you are trying to keep up in a fast-paced world and it's difficult, then I recommend that you do things to calm Vata dosha in your body. Some of those things might look like some extra hydration just to counter any dryness that might be happening. Another thing to do is to give yourself a little massage. And I love at this time of year, I love a really heavy oil like sweet almond oil or sesame oil, and just a little bit. You can just use that little bit to give yourself a massage over your entire torso. And if you like doing this kind of thing, you can use more. And it just helps to create a barrier. I'm going to give myself a little neck massage here. So it creates a little barrier and a little shoulder massage to the external world. And it helps to moisturize what you are experiencing in your body from the outside in. And over time, if you do this every day, over time, you're going to find that this kind of holistic activity, it helps you so much because it staves off any dryness and it minimizes the opportunity for dryness to enter into your body, which is likely if you aren't moisturizing your body well. And I think that's a good approach. Also, eating healthy oils in your diet. So if you're someone who eats out a lot, you might want to minimize that in the winter. It's the cold and flu season. You're exposing yourself to the elements through other people's handling of your food, and it's not healthy. You definitely want to try to cook in more. You can do so with very simple foods. It does not have to be hard. And you know the oils that you're including in your body. If you're interested in the details about that, I'm blog post. So you could go to my website and sign up for my mailing, my newsletter, and things like that. And then you'll see the kinds of oils that are healthy for you. I mean, it's kind of simple. It's olive oil, ghee, just fresh oils. But I have a whole outline I'm about to publish about that. And then the other thing that I have four more things I want to discuss, but the other thing that I want to share is the idea about your uniqueness in all of this. Because if you can understand, because everyone is different. The way Ayurveda works is in a custom way for each person. I can tell you things that were written in the Vedas um, that can bring vitality into your life. These are known actions that bring vitality into your life. But we all have nuances about our experience. So the experiences that you bring into your body by choice or, by your circumstance, it influences the doshas in your body. It influences your emotional body. So if we're in a fast-paced world, you have unresolved traumas, you have some medical condition that is exacerbating any sort of engagement with the fast-paced world. So it's hindering you from activating yourself in the world. Like you're not able to get a job, or you feel like it's not the right time to work, or you feel like you can't work out, you just don't have the time for that. Or if you feel like, oh, I just don't have the time to cook for myself. Okay, so those are coming from some other place. All of that kind of blocking of your own self care, your own health and vitality, that's coming from an emotional hang up of some kind, stagnant energy. You can look at it in a number of different ways, but I like to think of these things in a very practical sense because every person on earth has had trauma, some a lot more than others, right? Like, I want to be respectful, but being born is traumatic. So from the get-go, we've had some trauma. And unfortunately, it really is on an adult to find the help that you need to sort out any past traumas, any past hang-ups, things that are not working for you. And where I come in to all of this is I'm going to show you some practical exercises that can ground you, calm you, and help you self-regulate. So if you know about your inner landscape, you know about your own personal situation, then you can enjoy these wonderful exercises. But if you're here with me now and you're like, wow, Angela's hitting a chord, then it's time to dive into that. Whatever that looks like for you, whether it's finding therapy or movement or changing your diet, or if it's changing your habits, maybe you're doing some self-destructive habits, all of that stuff needs to get sorted out before you can really cope well in a fast-paced world. So you know what those things are, and I believe in you. I believe that you can use your frontal cortex to have discernment and find the help that you need. If you have any questions or if I can direct you to anything, please let me know. I do know that not everyone, I don't think everyone I don't think everyone can benefit from talk therapy. It really requires a special therapist. So if you haven't found the right one, keep looking, keep looking. But in addition to all of that kind of mind work, it's so helpful to move the body. A lot of times, this stagnant energy can actually be moved out with dance, yoga, running, any kind of physical activity, because the subtle body. So, if you're here with me on a holistic level, if you're here watching, you're here with me, holistic health and wellness, that particular philosophy understands that the subtle body is really working through the nervous system. And little hangups can come up, and then we might find signs and symptoms manifesting in certain parts of your body. So, for example, I'm going to give you a couple of examples just to like help you nail this home. I have a lovely, lovely client who has chronic lower back pain. Can't really identify an accident where it came from. and can't really like figure out why their workout isn't working, and to benefit their lower back. And working to sort out the physicality of it is really important. But what is coming up is that there is some issues around creativity. There's some stubbornness in their mind. And once we worked through that together, and I'm talking about working through it by bringing awareness to them, offering some movement solutions, it really brought them to a new experience in their body. So whether they move on to work on any sort of psychological hang up that may be related to this creativity chakra is up to them. So I just want to put that out there because that's what I'm talking about today. If you have some bigger kinds of concerns than I'm touching on today, please seek out the appropriate help because that's going to be really important to you. So self-regulation. Okay, so you're understanding your inner landscape. Self-regulation. So healthy lifestyle practices, we've just talked about Abhyanga, which is the massaging of the oil, doing a really healthy lifestyle routine of waking up at the right time. So if you have a swing shift, a night shift, that's taking a toll on your body. There's been a lot of studies around this that is supporting that the circadian rhythm is deeply important for you to be aligned with a diurnal nature. So getting up in the morning before the sun comes up, hopefully, if you are in good health, you can really expand your body's potential. You feel joyful, you feel happier, and you're more likely to go to bed when the sun goes down and or around there before 10 p.m. And you'll have a wonderful, rejuvenative, restful sleep that we all need. We all need sleep. So if you're deprived of sleep, if it's a problem, I'm about to show you something that's going to help you create melatonin in your own body with a face yoga pose, and you're going to love it. So hang around for that. I'm almost there. Um, so we're going to do some practices to show you how to just bring in some self-awareness, bring in some self-regulation, and just to invite yourself to take a different approach to keeping up in a fast-paced world. Do you really need to keep up? Maybe you could be the center of peace in your world. That could be very beneficial to yourself and everyone around you. That could be another way to do things. And just another quick note here, if you have anxiety about AI or a fast-paced world, and I know people who do, is there a way that you can separate from this technology or whatever it is that's giving you anxiety? Is there a way to think of things in another fashion? So perhaps just changing your perspective about it. And something that I like to do is I like to be grateful. I am grateful for artificial intelligence because it's helping humans to work more easily. I am grateful for AI because it's organizing my work. I've been able to leverage it to organize what I'm doing, and I love that. So, if there's a way that you can find something positive to change how you feel, you're going to be able to calm down, you're going to be able to regulate your hormone activity in your body, and you're going to feel more vital. So, that's what this is all about today. And I'd like to show you some practical exercise now. And then we're going to do it as short guided meditation, just a little bit, just giving you a little taste of what I do because I know so many people are anxious, people have panic attacks, people are struggling in general, right? Like it's an intense time. We all know what is going on in the world. I don't really want to speak it, but really hard for a lot of people. So the first thing that I wanted to show you is a little bit of face yoga. But before we begin there, let me just invite you to open the chest up. So I'm going to bring my hands to my shoulders. I'm going to lift them up and press them back down. Inhale, taking care of our body and press it back down. And then roll the elbows toward the front and now wing them out the back. So we're inviting the upper body to have more circulation, and we are inviting some energy in our Udana Vayu, which is the motion in our body that moves up, that defies gravity, that requires calories, and it also invites blood flow, energizing into our upper body, which over time it wanes. Gravity takes a hold if we don't do exercise, and it becomes harder to keep the vascular system vital if we don't continually do it over time. Okay, so energizing the shoulders, and I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. Take a deep breath in, close the eyes, inhale. Think of an intention, close the eyes, and then exhale. Think of an intention that you want to bring into your body right now. Maybe it's to self-regulate, exhale, regulate stress in the body. Is it to feel more connected with yourself, your identity in this wild world of AI, having to deal with your own customer service things that happen? I get a little bogged down with that. To be on the phone, navigating things, emailing, doing things online. Let it all go. Just be here now with me. And as your intention settles in, just hold it tight. It's been proven that when we write things down, when we have an intention for our actions, you're more likely to follow through. So take a deep breath and rub the hands together. Place the hands over the eyes. Inhale. Exhale, flutter the eyes open and remove the hands. So that is something that you can do at any time to change your perspective, to just take a few minutes. Close your eyes and remember you're human. You're made out of organic matter. Some say we're made out of stardust. Think about what you think. What is your magic that you think about the world? Your uniqueness is so special, and we need you in the world. We need you to be available to receive and not be stressed out and anxious. We understand in the holistic world that when we are anxious, our vibration is not the vibration of receiving. You're closing off. You're creating tension. You're unable to receive. So to be able to close the gap with movement practices and with face yoga, you can be tension free and be a receiver and an activator in the world. So that's really helpful. So a lot of times we hold tension in our jaw. So bring the fingers, just here's the lower jaw, move it up to that little hinge, the temporal mandible jaw muscle joint, and move the chin from side to side. Release the tension. Slowing down with these self-care practices, I want to invite you to think about doing these for yourself and remove the ideas of having to go get a massage, to go get a facial, to go have someone do something for you. That's really fun. And that's a wonderful activity, but that's special. You know, that's like a shooting star is happening. That's like something that it's like going out to eat, right? That should be special, especially in the winter and exposing ourselves to other people's biomes. So, the reason I say it's special is because when we do these things every day in our own time, this can take you less than 15 minutes to do a quick little yoga set, to do quick face yoga. 5 minutes, 5 minutes, 5 minutes. You can do 5 minutes of yoga, 5 minutes of breathing, 5 minutes of face yoga, and you can be a renewed person in about 2 weeks, establishing a practice. And I'm just tapping all the way around and talking. But it's so much more potent if you can do this 15 minutes every day than going for a 1 hour massage once a month. It's more powerful if you do it every day. And then you really appreciate those special opportunities to do face yoga with me, a professional, or to have a professional massage, or to go get a wonderful facial. So just massaging all around here. This is the sternocleidomastoid muscle. It connects from here, just below the skull, all the way down to the shoulder. And it's a beautiful muscle. It kind of encapsulates everything. So it can show a lot of tension if it's not massaged and moved. And doing this is just really good form as a human. You can do it for someone else too. Maybe your lover, your loved one. I'm gonna do this side. Someone who is important to you. You could do this for them and just give a beautiful gift. And maybe move away from thinking about tangible objects if money is tight. Move away from having that kind of interaction with the economy that creates stress in our lives. So, a hand massage, a sweet conversation with someone, holding space for another person. It not only helps you to slow down and keep up in a fast paced world all at the same time, but it expands your network of individuals from who you can draw upon for support. So that's another part of keeping up in a fast-paced world is having support in your life. It's really, really important. So one thing that I want to show you is another face yoga technique. And I want you to bring the meaty part of your palm right here onto the temples and just place it there. So we're not pressing. We're not creating lines like this. No, we're not doing that. We're just placing the hands here lovingly. Take a deep breath here. Roll the shoulders down and gently lift at the forehead. Gentle lift. And what we're going to do, I'm going to do it first with my eyes open, but the potent activity is when the eyes are closed. So we want to open the eyes wide, not making any expression runs, not doing this. No, not doing that. Opening the face up and just gently open the eyes wide. Inhale and look up. Cross the eyes if you can. Look up and hold it here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1, and release the pose. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. So allow me to explain for a moment. I'm just going to show you a model of a head here. So we're closing the eyes in a moment, and we're going to do the same thing. So eyes wide open, crossing, looking up, or just looking up if you're not an eye crosser. That's okay. So the eyes are located here, about here. This is a little cross section showing the brain. So on the same pathway of the eyes is the pineal gland. It's right here, right there. It's in the same plane on the brain as the eyes. So energetically, you are igniting blood flow into this area. The muscles of the eyes go back into the eye cavity which is on the side of the head, of course, on both sides. So you're getting stimulation to this pineal gland from the sides and from the front of the head. So why does that matter? That matters because the pineal gland connects into an action that secretes melatonin. Melatonin calms us. Melatonin relaxes us. So this is actually a really great thing to do before you go to bed. If you have trouble falling asleep, try it before you go to bed a couple times. And this is going to really ignite a little more feeling of calm in your body. So it is a subtle body practice. It takes time for this to kick in, but try it and let me know how it works. Now I'm going to show you how I'm going to do it right now. I'm going to bring my hands to the temples just like I was doing. And we'll do it first with the eyes wide open, and then we'll do it with the eyes closed 2 times. Okay, roll the shoulders up, back, and down. I'm going to open the eyes without moving the skin of my face. And I'm going to look up and try to cross my eyes. Inhale. Exhale. Blink, blink, blink. And hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the pose. So now you know how that feels. We're going to do it now with our eyes closed. That's where the goodness comes in. Your eyes are going to get more moisture and it's going to be wonderful. So let's try it again. So palms to the temples. Wonderful. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Close the eyes and then gently move the eyes. Can you see my eyes moving up? And I'm going to try to cross them. Roll the shoulders down. Inhale. Exhale. Hold this for 5. Roll the shoulders down. Breathe in and out through the nose. 3, 2, and 1. Release the pose. And if you're worried that you're not doing it right, I think you're probably doing it really well. Probably doing it really, really well. I'm going to check the chat in just a moment. If you're watching here on Facebook, I'm so excited. Bring the hands to the head. Roll the shoulders down. And gently looking up. Inhale. Release the jaw. Look up. Cross the eyes if that makes sense to you. Release the jaw. Inhale. Look up. Exhale. Hold this for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release the pose. This is a wonderful activity to do with anyone who has sleepless nights. You also might feel energized right now, and that's okay. But by now, we've done this a few times. You must be feeling something, some energy happening inside this whole area. You must be feeling something like that. I'm just going to check the chat. We're almost at the end here. And I'm going to do a little practical meditation. Just want to double check, see if I can see what's going on in the chat. This is the first time I've ever done this, so my bad. I'm not really sure. Okay, so that's okay. I'll keep going. And this will be posted, but I have seen some interaction here, so this is exciting. So the other thing that I want to show you before we do the meditation, we've done a little bit of all over toning here. We've moved up and it's been really nice. So breath work is the other thing that is truly critical if you need to de-stress. It's really important to our body to breathe. It's probably the most important thing that I teach anyone ever. And that is the ability to oxygenate your lungs, your heart, your organs, all of the organs of the body. And the first thing that I just want to invite you to do is, and I'm going to show you 2 different breath practices. The first is Ujjayi breath. It's a very classic yogic breath. You may know of it, you may love it. And if you do, you know how important it is. So let me show this to you. Let's see here. Yeah, I don't see. It's interesting how this is working. Okay, so take a deep breath in to the nose, and then we want to bring the tip of the tongue to the roof of the mouth. So close the mouth. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Do this 3 more times. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. You must be feeling a little better, must be feeling a little more calm. It can help you think better. It brings more blood flow into your body. So, to perfect this pose, you can, and also to lift a double chin, you can place the entire tongue on the mouth. And here's how it looks. The tip of the tongue looks like this. But if we do the entire mouth, you're seeing that little connection. I need to look up what the name of that is, but it looks like this. The back of the tongue is up, and if you touch your chin, you'll see it lifts the hyoid muscle. The hyoid bone is a floating bone in this part of the face. It's a very delicate structure here. And the hyoid muscle lies here, and there are all of these other muscles that weave around it. So it's this cascade of muscles that when it does drop, it can also loosen the skin, and you can get a lot of lymphatic stagnation here. And you might see puffiness. So it is reversible. Sometimes it's natural. There's also the posture and the way you hold your body is also part of it too. But that's just a quick analysis here. So let's just do Ujjayi breath 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, inhale. Really, really nice. So the other activity that's very powerful is to do alternate nostril breathing, Nadi Shodhana. This is igniting more than just your lungs, it's igniting your nervous system because in our brains, our body is lined up with a spinal cord, and in Ayurveda and yoga, we understand this to ignite this wonderful double helix of energy that runs the entire length of our spine. It's called the Ida Pingala and the other one, I can't think of it. I'll think of it. Ida Pingala Sushumna. And this weaving around the center cord is ignited with our breath, especially if we breathe in through one nostril, out through another. So we're going to do a warming breath today since it's winter. And I'd like to invite you to just gently take a deep breath in, exhale. So we're going to start with the right nostril. So we're going to close off the left and inhale into the right. Exhale. And then close off the right. Inhale. Exhale. And then again, inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. And one more time. Inhale. Ending with the right side. Exhale. And as you're breathing in, after you do that practice, you will notice a change in your breath. You've also noticed the entire body. On the torso is calm, energized at the same time. It should clear out your sinuses. your sinuses, I'll just show you, our very large cavity here. Think about the largeness. It's about as big as my head. And think about this huge cavity right here. The same. That is washing, cleansing, filtering the air that comes in to help us have clean, wonderful breath that feeds us. In Sanskrit, prana means energy. Pranayama means energy practice, breath practice, breathing practice. It has a number of different meanings. And when you do pranayama, not only are you lowering your stress, you're vibrating higher because you're vibrating at a lower energy level, but a higher vibration because you can interact, activate, receive energy. And when we're tense, we can't receive energy. So, this is a practice that can really enliven your life. It can help you adapt in a wild world of chaos, of things that we don't understand. And if anyone has any sort of ADHD or any kind of social anxiety disorder, this is particularly a wonderful breath to do. In the winter, I like starting with the right side because it's warming the breath. And then if it's the summer, you start with the left side because it cools the breath. So the right side is considered to be the yang energy, so masculine energy, and the left side of the body is considered to house the moon energy, the yin, feminine energy. So these are the things that I wanted to share with you today. And I love, love, love that you're here. If you're watching this as a replay, awesome. That's fantastic. I'm just going to check in Facebook if I can see anything else. I can't really see anything. Yeah, so this will show up as a recording and you can come back to it again and again. I think things are 30 days on Facebook these days. I'm not sure if there's something that I'm overlooking, but I hope you'll enjoy this to kick off a great weekend. It's always good to slow down. Thank you so much for being here. If you like what you're doing with me here, check out my website, beautifyfaceyoga.com. I have a host of offerings. There's so many ways that you can work with me. And if this is enough for you, from time to time, I do these kinds of free events on Facebook and Instagram. Thank you so much for being here. Bye, bye, bye. Bye, bye. Just going to take a quick screenshot. One more. Always having time to create content. And one more without the glasses. Bye.